What's up, guys? So yeah, I've did vlogs in the past about not being organized or having a scripted vlog ready to go. Well, I kind of did that while I was at work, and I figured I'd write it on a little 3x5 index card, and once I got on the road, I would glance down at said index card and read off the subject of the vlog. So I did that. And I got on a bike and I realized I had left that index card in the office, or I misplaced it in my backpack or something. So anyway, if I'm gonna do that vlog, I'm gonna have to wing it. So I think we'll wing it. So the title of the vlog is 10 Worst, and this could be, it doesn't have to be anything in, you know, the title of the vlog is 10 Worst, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like 10 worst foods or 10 worst songs or 10 worst anything. Just 10 worst, you know. It could be it could be 3 of those, 3 foods, 3 things, 3 whatever. And I had them all written down. Let's see if I can remember what they were. So my top 10 worst that I could come up with, which was difficult. I couldn't come up with 10 foods, to be honest with you, so that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. That means I eat everything, right? This is not in any specific order, such as something is worse than the other. It's not a scale. These are just 10 items in no specific order. So number 1, see if I can remember these. I'll have to make them up if I can't, so you'll never know. Number 1, Miracle Whip. Whose bright idea was it to put sugar in mayonnaise and turn it into something disgusting? I don't get it. I've never in my life enjoyed anything that had Miracle Whip in it, that touched Miracle Whip, or had a Miracle Whip label on it, or was even sitting near a jar of Miracle Whip. Never. It's disgusting. That's it. I like mayonnaise. I can tear up some mayonnaise. Don't like the Miracle Whip. I mean, you don't put sugar in your gravy. Why the hell would you put it in your mayonnaise, right? That's my philosophy. Alright, number 2. I think I'm going to go with... Okay, this is going to make me sound like I've got some weird case of OCD or something, but I'm a very tactile person. In that I like to touch fabrics, materials, things like that, just to see how they feel. Well, number 2 is going to be these. When I was a kid, these, and I still make them today, bedspreads that go on beds. And the outside of them has some nice pattern, I'm sure, whatever, floral or otherwise. But the bottom side of that is, it's almost like it's unfinished. It looks like they crammed that stuff they put on the liners of some jacket's polyfill or whatever, and then they forgot to put the backing on it. If you've got dry skin or a hangnail or rough nails or a scab, that material on the back side of those cheap ass bedspreads is going to grab it and yank it off, and it feels disgusting. It feels like super heavy duty spider webs or something. It's just this. I don't like touching it. I don't like it touching me. I wish they never invented that shit. We don't have it in my house because I don't like that crap. Alright, number 3. The sheet on the bed. Alright, here comes my OCD. That sheet needs to be tucked in at the foot of the bed, because if it's not, inevitably it's going to come out and it's going to creep over my feet, and then my feet are going to be sticking out. Don't like it. Don't want it. I will check that sheet, just make sure it's tucked in when I get into the bed. I like the covers to be even, so if the sheet comes up to my neck, the blanket's going to come up to my neck, whatever else is going to come up to my neck. You know what I mean? But I don't want my feet coming out from under the end of the covers in the middle of the night, because then they get cold. So that would be that's number 2. Let's see, number 3, carbon paper. I know some of you guys may not be old enough to know what carbon paper is, but years ago there were you have a sheet of carbon paper that you would put between forms, so you could write on the top form and it would copy it to the second form. And the carbon paper had like a layer of, like I would assume, ink on it, and that's how it would transfer. Well, that, I don't like the way that feels either. It's very dry and tacky, and I didn't like it. I don't like to touch it. Not because it makes a mess on your hands, mind you, but because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a piece of paper, therefore I don't like touching it. Alright, so now you think I'm weird. Let's continue on. So that was number 3. Let's see, number 4. Number 4 is bologna, I think, as far as foods go. I never liked bologna. We've always had it at my house growing up. I never liked it, never. And the only way that I can eat it, and when I say eat it, I don't mean enjoy, I mean get it to a state that I could actually put it in my mouth, chew it up, and swallow it, is to fry it. And it's just the nastiest lunch meat. I remember in a mess hall in the military, when, look at this crazy dude, you would get in line to get an omelet made because they had eggs to order, and I would tell the guy, ham and cheese omelet, and he'd answer back, okay, meat and cheese. No, wait a minute, I did not say meat and cheese, I said ham. He said, okay, meat and cheese, and we go back and forth, and finally I said, what kind of meat are you talking about? And he would say it, bologna. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. How do you substitute bologna for ham and anything? So I walked out there with a cheese omelet, and you know, he was gonna make it. You know, he tried to trick me. If I had agreed to him, I would have had a damn bologna and cheese omelet, and that is quite this. You might as well dip it in Miracle Whip and force me to eat it, because it's not going to be good. All right, that was number 4. I don't remember what the other ones were. Number 5, cooked carrots. I wouldn't say they're the worst, and I do like carrots. Majority of vegetables I prefer to eat raw for some reason. I don't like cooked carrots all that much. A raw carrot is pretty good. You cook it, it does something to it. It makes it sweeter, and I don't think a carrot should be that sweet. So that would be number 5. For the life of me, I can't remember what the other 5 were.
A few moments later.
Oh yeah, number 6, buttermilk. Another staple that was in my house growing up was always a carton of buttermilk in the refrigerator. My parents would drink that crap, and you know, we're a bunch of hillbillies, right, from southwestern Virginia, and my mom would drink it, my dad would crumble up cornbread in it and eat it with a spoon. I've tried it, completely disgusting. It's too tangy for something that looks like milk. I could never tolerate it. I mean, it's good for baking. Don't get me wrong, I'll make a pan of cornbread out of it in a heartbeat. You know, my favorite cornbread recipe is easy to remember. My brother helped me out with it, and the ingredients, you just got to remember 2, 2, 1 1/4, and I call it 2, 2, 1 1/4 cornbread. Because all you need is 2 cups of buttermilk, 2 cups of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of oil, and 1 egg, and that's all you need. You mix it all together with just a pinch of salt. You preheat your oven to 425. You preheat a 10-inch cast iron skillet in there. Once it's pre-greased cast iron skillet, once it's out, you pour that cornbread batter in that skillet, and you bake it for about 25 or 30 minutes until it's done, and it's delicious. No sugar. That's Johnny Cake. All right, so that's number 6. Number 7. Let's see if I can come up with a number 7.
Eventually.
Number 7 will have to be, I don't remember if this one was on the list, but people who complain all the time. I'm not a big fan of negativity. As a matter of fact, there was a guy that came into my office one time, and it wasn't it was a co-worker I have, and I had to tell him, I had to stop him from talking. I had to say stop right there. Okay, this space right here, this is a no negativity zone. Any negativity, take it outside the office and then come back in. Negativity is a big one on me. I don't like it. Don't like negativity and drama. Number 7. I got 2 more. I think I can come up with 2 more of the 10 worst. Mosquitos. Mosquitos has got to be up there in my 10 worst. I am a mosquito magnet. If you go out into the woods and you don't get chewed up with mosquitoes, consider yourself fortunate. Me, I am a magnet for mosquitoes. I could walk out in the woods and there would be one mosquito left on the entire planet, and he would find me and tear me a new one. I get bites, they itch like the dickens. They look like a, first off, the thing, the bite mark gets all out of shape and it's white, and then it eventually turns into just a little red bump that itches like hell, and it drives me nuts. And I can't get away from them. I have a really adverse reaction to them, and they bite the shit out of me anytime I go outside. I'm the guy that gets ate up by mosquitoes. So that's number 8. Or is that number 9? Okay, we'll go with number 8. Number 9. Let's see if I can come up with a number 9. I don't care too much for humidity. I've been in a lot of humid places. Georgia. I lived in Augusta, Georgia for quite a while. It gets really humid. But the worst place for humidity that I've ever lived had to be, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between Honduras and Kuwait. I've never experienced you know what? I think I'm going to say Kuwait was the worst, because even though the humidity may have been higher in Honduras, I'm guessing here it may not have been. The actual temperature in Kuwait was stupid. I mean, it was just, so Kuwait's got to have it as far as heat and humidity. That is the worst. You know, it's 125 or 130 degrees there. What the hell? And you got humidity on top of it. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of humidity at all. So that's number 9. Let's see, what would number 10? Let's see, number 10. Well, I'm just going to throw this one out there and hope it sticks to the wall. But number 10 would be my of my 10 worst. Let's just throw it out there and say privileged people. And I'm not talking about fortunate people. I'm not talking about wealthy people. I'm not talking about happy people. I'm talking about people who feel, for whatever reason, they deserve better treatment than anybody else. Those people drive me nuts. You know, I don't care where you are. You've seen them. You've seen them in line at stores. You've seen them in theme parks. You've seen them and heard them in restaurants. You've seen them on TV. You've seen them in the news. Privileged people. Get a grip. You know, this is not your world. It's our world. Let's learn to live in it together. So that's my 10 worst. Only because I couldn't remember all of them that I wrote down in the office. I'll add in the description of what I got wrong when I publish this video. And so there you go, 10 worst. That's a good challenge. Hey, you could either do it 2 ways. Either put your 10 worst in a comment down below, or make a response video to your 10 worst. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be one particular subject. It doesn't have to be food or people or anything else. Just 10 things that are the worst in your book. Alright guys, be safe. I'll talk to y'all again soon, and stay good and healthy. Bye. So hey guys, if you like that video and this content is something you have an interest in, or you want to know more information about this KLR 650 or modifications you can do to it, or what I've done to it, or anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you watching it. And if you enjoyed it, click that thumbs up button down below and click that little bell down there so you know when I upload more videos. As always, be safe out there, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.